Today on the PIO podcast, we'd like to welcome and introduce Public Information Officer and Media Relations Director at the Madison County Sheriff's Department in Huntsville, Alabama, Brent Patterson. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Glad to be here.
Yeah, Brent, I appreciate it. I came across your profile, saw some real interesting things there as you came up and became a public information officer. It really tweaked my interest because it's similar to the way I went through my law enforcement career, where I started out as a sergeant and then became the PIO while I was moving up through the ranks. So you took a non-traditional journey. You were, or I should say, a traditional journey. You're not a journalist by trade. You were a law enforcement officer, right?
I'm second generation. My father spent nearly 36 years in law enforcement, and it's kind of those things where if he'd been anything else, I would have probably been the same. Him being in law enforcement his entire life is all I knew. The people that I would see every day, and the things that we did was always involved with law enforcement. So yeah, he was in law enforcement early on in his career, and he ended up being the sheriff of this county for 16 years. So he hired me in late 91, 92, and I've been doing this for I'm in my 33rd year now.
Wow. Now your dad's still not on the job now, right?
No, he's 95 years old and
My goodness.
doing really well. So I still reach out to him every day to pick his brain. And it's really weird because he wasn't really a media person when he was the sheriff. He was not that guy. He did not want to talk to the media. So it was a little weird with me. When he hired me, I was a street cop for a short period of time, and went into major crimes for the next 22 years. So kind of give you a Cliff Notes version of how that came about when when uh, when I left when I was in major crimes. There was a part-time position to be a PIO, and so we were working cases, and I was sharing the responsibilities with another detective. And it wasn't until the sheriff that we have now came into office and was elected in 2019, which I had known my entire life, and he was like, "Hey, you're going to be my media guy." And so it was kind of something that I really didn't have a choice in the matter. He kind of tossed me in the middle of it and said, "Hey, this is what you're doing now." But I really do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent. All right. So you've been working for them for a long time. The new sheriff comes in, says you're going to be my media guy. You got to go ahead and do that. Before we get too far into this story, let's talk about. I know where Huntsville, Alabama is. I've been through there, but what is the population of Madison County? Where is it located at, and how many square miles makes it up?
Last year we had approximately 300,000 individuals living in our community. We have Marshall Space Flight Center here. There's a lot of government civilian contractors here as well. We control about 850 square miles of territory here. Huntsville is going to be our the main seat here in the county. Madison County, of course, is the county, but we're also the largest. We're the largest state. I'm sorry, we're the largest city in the state of Alabama.
Okay. And what is the makeup of the sworn and civilian professionals have? How many sworn do you have, and how many civilian?
As of this morning, we got about 200 sworn deputies, and we have about 200 non-sworn detention officers who handle the jail. We have one jail here in Madison County, which holds about 1,300 inmates. This morning was a little less than 1,000.
Okay. And what about the civilian professional staff that you have? You know that number?
You know what? I don't really have a number. If I had to guess, it's probably around 50 to 75.
Okay. All right. So when you started out as a PIO, and obviously you had to go through some training. So what kind of training did you end up going through?
You know, I went to a lot of the just the basic public information officer schools, and eventually, um, I'm looking at going to the master course here soon, later in March to kind of get an idea to add to what I'm doing. You know, I go to a lot of the seminars that we have usually down toward the beachway. So just a lot of the PIO type classes is what we're doing right now.
Okay. So when you first started the position as a PIO, what surprised you about it?
You know, like I said, back in 2000 when I started doing it, like I said, it was a part-time position, and it's not the way it is today. You know, back in 2000, you could just about do your job and do the PIO as well without any problems. And I didn't realize at the time when I took it over in 19 and we implemented this new position, it's a busy job. And you know, I think everyone that saw this coming, I believe it surprised them as well that how busy I would be, because I'm it. I'm the only guy in the media relations department. I answer to two people, and that's the sheriff and the chief. And you know, the sheriff, he's the politician. He's on the road. He's wearing it out. But again, there are times when I know that I need his face on TV. I need the public to hear him do his thing. And so yeah, um, if I had to answer that, the question is how busy it is and how and when Sheriff Turner gave me this position, I mean, I thought to myself, I said, you know, I've been doing this. I was really a cop at one point in time in my career, and so now I'm like, I'm busier. I'm busier than I've ever been.
Okay, so you already answered my next question, which is how was the office staffed? Obviously, it's you, yourself, and I, the just three of
Yeah,
you
it
together, right?
is. It is, and it's something that I'm a people person, you know. And Robert, um when I prepare, when I come in the mornings, my job is to make contact with the media and make sure that they have what they need, because they're calling every single day. That was a surprise. I thought, you know what? I will be reaching out to them. Well, no, that's not the case. They are calling me every day for something. And it can be a little overwhelming sometimes, but there again, I love what I do. And it's part of the job.
Right, absolutely. Brett, you know, the funny thing about the news media now is they need us more than we need them. That's the best
Correct.
part of it now.
Correct.
So we can control a lot of what goes out simply because we give them what they need, you know, and they can't mistreat
That's
us
right.
because it's only going to hurt them.
You're exactly right.
So, what social media platforms are you currently running with your department or
You
your
know,
sheriff's office?
we utilized all of them. But if I had to sit here and tell you that there's one or two basic ones we use, it's going to be the Facebook. It's going to be Twitter, which is X.
Okay.
We utilize Facebook a lot, and we're hoping to do more with visual effects later. There are things that I want to do to improve the stuff that they're in IOA this past year. We were all there, and it got some really good ideas on how to promote the Madison County Sheriff's Department and make it bigger and better from what people see. You know, the image that I want to the image that I want the public to see. Because I mean, I won't sit here and lie to you. I mean, you know, with their agencies have black eyes. We've had them. Everybody, where you've been, we've all had black
Yeah.
eyes, and
Oh yeah.
people remember the bad things. They don't remember the good things that you do. So it's my job to make sure that the public understands that we're human. You know, we coach baseball, we coach basketball, we go to church on Sundays. We're just like everybody else. You know, we're human. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know, we reach out. We use Instagram for the younger crowd, for the younger individuals.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Yeah, you know, Brett, when I used to teach classes for adults, parents, and things like that about law enforcement, I used to always say, think of it this way: you see a fire truck go by, immediately your thought is, "Oh, they're going to help somebody." You see a squad car go by, you're immediately thinking they're going to arrest somebody. So we are automatically behind the eight ball with a negative just by that image perception.
You know what, Robert? I told someone the other day. I said, you see a teacher on TV that's in trouble for whatever reason. Okay, it's bad. But do they say every teacher in the world is bad? No, you have
No.
a military guy, a service member, a soldier that gets in trouble for whatever reason. But you let a law enforcement officer do something, we
Hmm.
all get labeled. We are
Yes.
immediately, people look at us like, you know what, you did this, and this is the brotherhood that you did, and it's not like that. It's not like that, and you understand that as much as well as I do.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Brett, could you walk us through, walk our listeners through your normal day of duty as a PIO?
The first thing I do in the mornings is I reach out to our criminal investigations division, and they are the ones that have our case reports, the 911 center. I call them, and immediately I try to get behind the eight ball. So when the media starts calling me in the mornings, I already know why they're calling. My phone rings, I immediately know why I'm calling. The last thing is I don't want the sheriff calling me going, "What's going on with this?" And I go, "I don't know." So I use every available resource that I have, whether it be engaging with the public to maintain positive and transparent images within the sheriff's office, or drafting news releases for my chief deputy or my sheriff, or it's like I said, managing social media. It's all mine, and it's a headache because I'm going to tell you what, I'm old school. I don't know these social platforms that these young kids can make things do. I'm very fortunate to have human resources. And there again, I've never met a stranger. I can call these people up in HR and go, "Hey, I need a young kid that knows how to make these pretty images on our websites that make us look good." And so that's what you do. That's what I'm doing. That's how my day starts every day. Sometimes it even takes me getting in the car and going down to the local media stations and meeting with them one on one. I'd much rather look at you face to face than on the telephone.
Right. Absolutely. And what I found is real helpful when I first started out in my position years ago, almost 2 decades ago, I reached out to two of the local community colleges and I said, "Hey, who do you have like graphic arts, graphic design that is looking for an internship?" And I
Yes.
utilized that pretty heavily to help
Yeah.
create
Yeah.
images and things that I could use over and over again. And that was a wealth of goodwill that I got out of that.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what? I do the same thing. I do the exact same thing. And I have to tell you too, it's to the point where I'm having to learn some of this stuff on my own. Right now I use some software called Canva, and I've got some other PIOs through networking in southern parts of Alabama and in Georgia that I can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I saw this on your website. I saw this on your press release, and I really love the visual arts on that. Can you help me do that?" Well, they've got people who do that for them,
Hmm.
and I don't. So maybe that's something we can look at down the road. You know how that goes with the budgeting and
Oh
and
yeah,
but
sure.
but but right now I'm not complaining. It kind of gives me, if there's anything positive about that, is everything that I build or make or talk about, I can keep it in my own corner.
Right,
And
right.
I know eventually it's going to get to a point where it's going to get too big, and I'm not going to be able to do all of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's just the nature of the business and the nature of what we do is the more we want to do, the more business we create for ourselves,
You're
right?
right. You're exactly right. You're exactly
Right.
right.
Do you create any critical incident briefing videos for major incidents like officer involved shootings?
No, and here's why. Right now, anytime we have an incident, our state police will be the first people who come in to handle the investigation.
Okay.
What I will do, if that is something that they want to do, we're all about it. Our sheriff is very proactive. He is very transparent. That he just wants to make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do, so the public will see that image. It's something that we may look at down the road, but as far as us sitting down and doing critical incident formats on social medias, we haven't started doing that yet.
Okay. And besides Canva, you mentioned that, but do you use any specialized software for posting to social media?
Just Canva right now.
Just Canva. Okay. Yeah, I was looking for like one of those scheduling programs like Hootsuite or Social News Desk, things like that.
No, no, I haven't even looked at. I've heard about it, but I haven't sat down to look into it.
Okay. You may want to, because I'll tell you what, it can help you in the long run. Because a lot of times you can upload a lot of your posts in advance, and you can put them across all your platforms at one time, or individually schedule them, and makes your life.
That sounds awesome. You maybe you can send me some information on that to kind of give me some ideas. Because, like I said, I'm a one man gang on this right here, so it can be a little overwhelming sometimes. So you kind of get behind some things that I should probably already know about.
Yep,
But
absolutely. Yeah, I'll send you some
okay,
stuff. So, Brett, you've been in the position over 6 years. Since you've been there, have you implemented any changes?
you know, um, not really. Little bitty changes, and here's some things. You know, when I took this over, you got to keep in mind it's never been here. So the people above me, they're in it new, just like I am. So when there's staff meetings, I went to these guys and said, "Hey, I need to be in these staff meetings." And they didn't really have a problem with it. They just didn't understand that, hey, I need to be there. And I was able to tell them this is why I need to be there. When we're reviewing body camera information that most likely is going to be on TV, and we're going to have to explain it, I need to know about this when you guys find out about it. So it's that kind of stuff that I didn't know about it until, we were at the conference in IOA and doing those things and hopefully as time goes on, we'll be able to do more and add to it and make it better.
Well, you're doing what obviously you coming into it, you're making it what you want it to be. So
Yes.
that's the best
Yes.
part.
Yes.
So, Brett, I've asked this of all my guests. Have you incorporated AI in any of your efforts? And if so, what type?
Robert, I don't know the first thing about AI other than what I'm reading and seeing. I can tell you this. I know that AI has a lot to offer. I know that it's going to be a significant game changer, and I know we will eventually going to have to incorporate it into our daily activities. I just don't know. I don't know where that begins yet.
Hmm.
Because it's so new. Um, but yes, it's coming, and I'm looking forward to working with it. I just don't know much about it right.
I've utilized it fairly heavily in helping me write, and the reason I say helping me write is because, and not having it write anything I do, but give me an outline to make sure it's a complete outline of what I want to write, so I'm not
Absolutely.
missing
Well,
gaps.
now that you mention that, I was thinking of in different areas of AI. Now when I'm writing something that is going out to the media, of course, you can use AI and it make you look stupid if you don't put the right verbiage in it. So I'm able to put together some things and let it more or less proof it. And so yeah, I mean, I have implemented that on my writing skills, and to be honest with you, it has helped me write a lot better, which is a positive thing, and I'm sure you can understand that as well, and others out there. But yeah, it's something that it's going to be interesting to see what all that it can do to assist us in this field.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a firm believer. I'm behind it 100%. I think well, it's never going to take away from what we do, and that's what I think some people think is going to happen in their career. It's going to write them out of it. But one of the PIOs I interviewed last month, Chada Spike. She's the Atlanta director of public information for the PD. Her thing was, it'll never have heart intelligence. It'll never be able to be empathetic because it doesn't create empathy. It can be told to be empathetic, but it's not going to do it on its own. So
So I totally agree. I totally agree with you there.
yeah, so that's, and I think the ability to write, the ability to, if you're going to create an image that you need to use just a generic one, or even you know, it, there's things like workflows that may improve what you do and make it easier for you. That's, I think, where we're going to see a lot of changes in the coming years.
Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree. And you just you want to be able to use new things. I'm not saying that new things is not good. It's just being able to sit down and understand them, and that's the beauty of being able to network with what we're doing right now. I mean, you've already opened up my mind with a bunch of things that I think I want to look into a little more, and so that's what it's all about.
and that's part of why I even started this podcast. Was number one is to stay. When I first retired, I wasn't 100% ready to retire, but I decided, it was a time, and I created the podcast to stay in touch and connect. But then it became like, okay, I'm learning so much from other people, and that's where I'm like, okay, this podcast can help other people learn from each other, and that's where it became, a valuable resource.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Brett, is there a question I should have asked? And if so, how would you have answered?
Can't think of anything.
All right. So let's go to some rapid fire questions then. Texting or talking?
Texting.
Movies or books?
Movies.
Coffee, tea, or energy drink?
None of them. I don't drink coffee, I don't drink tea, and I don't do those energy drinks, but I do drink a lot of Coke Zero. So,
There's your
if you
caffeine right there.
that's the
Yep.
Coke Zero is my caffeine. Yeah.
There you go. Your adult drink of choice.
How about a whiskey old fashioned?
Oh, my favorite. My favorite.
Yes, sir. Hey,
Eh,
actually, you do go a little more than that. You go a smoked
Oh,
old fashioned.
no,
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Do you have a favorite karaoke song?
Anything by the band Journey. I'm a huge Journey fan, classic rock and roll. So
So
anything by Journey, I don't care
I,
what it is.
I saw that you had gone to the NIOA conference a couple times. Have you partaken in any of their karaoke challenges?
Robert, I have, and I have embarrassed myself. And there
Oh
are there
my!
are there are memories that were made, and that we'll never
Yes,
forget. So yes, sir, I
yes, I have several of those.
have.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
uh, you know, that's a that's wow, that's a big one. I would love to be able to have the ability to go into time travel.
Hmm.
But if it would be between that and being able to have healing powers.
Oh,
Robert, back in
yes.
2020, I was diagnosed with stage 3 melanoma cancer,
Oh my goodness.
and never had an issue in my life in my entire life, and went in there. Make a long story short, it was stage 3, wasn't good. Doing really good today, but it really opened my eyes to people who had problems that I thought I had problems. You know what, Robert, I don't have problems. And unfortunately, I went through a time where seeing people who hurt and the pain they went through, I witnessed firsthand what it takes to survive, and what people will go through dealing with adversity. So if I had a superpower, it would be the ability to cure diseases, help people who are injured, and improve quality of life amongst everybody.
Well, that's very noble, very noble, and God bless you on your travels through your journey here with what's going
Yeah,
on.
thank you very much.
If you could instantly become an expert in one thing, what would it be?
You know what? I would love to be able to. I would love to have the ability to know foreign language.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
being able to travel and talk to someone like you and I are talking right now would be really good. Early on in my career, they were saying, you know what, you need to learn a language such as Spanish. I'm like, I don't need to learn Spanish. I should have learned Spanish a long time ago. It would have helped with my job and
yep,
and a lot of my good friends here. That it would be a great opportunity to talk to people in that language. So that would be a lot. That would be a one thing that I would love to be an expert
yeah,
in.
absolutely. Ask permission or beg for forgiveness.
I would ask for permission.
What place do you want to most travel to?
Oh, either Ireland or Italy, one of the two.
Yeah, Italy is
I could
beautiful.
literally
Ireland
I
too.
could literally flip a coin and I'd be good either way.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that. What's your favorite way to relax after a long day?
You know what, man? My phone never stops ringing. Um, you come home, you get out of this uniform, this shirt and tie, and you want to wind down, you want to watch TV. Well, you know what? I try not to watch the news and because I'm wrapped up in it. Yeah, you know what? I'm speaking to the choir because I know you understand.
Absolutely.
If there's a way for me to unwind, I love me and my girl. I love to get in the car and travel to these small towns that nobody knows me. And don't take this wrong. being able to go to a small town where no one knows me, and you don't have to worry about someone with a cell phone taking your picture, or if you're having a glass of bourbon, you don't have to worry about someone going, look at there, this person doing this or that.
Hmm.
I love being able to go and see scenery, waterfalls or parks and doing things like that. That's getting away. You know what? Getting away from this town. I love my town. I love my community, but getting away is really nice sometimes.
There's something to be said about that disconnection for therapy for your mental health. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If you could sit down and have coffee with any historical figure, living or dead, who would it be?
Oracle figure. I'm a huge fan of General Colin Powell.
Oh,
Have been
okay.
my whole life, and he was an incredible leader and has written many great books. I'm not a big reader, believe it or not. Here I am with what we're doing, and I'm just not a big reader. But two of his books are two of my favorite books, and one of them being The Leadership Secrets of Colin Powell and The Art of Command. And two of those, with being in leadership in the past, those were the bullet points that I was able to utilize and teach some of the younger generation
Outstanding.
of law enforcement that were wanting to and are in leadership roles today, and told them to read some of his books. But it would be him, either him or my dad. My dad's not a historic figure, but he is my hero.
Nice. Yeah, very good. Very good. Brett, final thoughts. What key points would you like the listeners to take from today's interview?
Oh my gosh, that's big. I've been in law enforcement for 33 years, and when my dad, retired Sheriff Joe Patterson, put that badge on my chest, uh, he made it known real quick that badge can be taken from you uh, within minutes. He told me that I would see that there would be hills and valleys in this career, and that to always be true to the profession of law enforcement. And he said, if you tarnish that badge, you tarnish it for every man and woman who puts that badge on before you. Um, he said, always stay true to my profession. And if there's anything that I remember him telling me, is he said, Brent, he said, when you put someone in jail, he said, you stop a car, you put handcuffs on someone, you have the ability to be right there in the middle of somebody's constitutional rights. He said, make sure that A, you are right, and make sure B, that you treat them like you would any member of your own family, regardless. He said, I'll never forget it. He said, I don't care what they've done. I don't care what the crime is. They have family. When you see them, you treat them with the utmost respect, because when you go home at the end of the night, you can lay your head down. And you know what, Robert? I've tried to do that I have. I've tried to do that through my whole career. And he said this, hey, this is the big one. He said, it takes your whole career to build ethics and being the person you want to be. But he said, you can tear it down overnight. You can tear it down in an hour. And he said, you can't get it back. So, and it's funny, everything he taught me, I'm able to pass on to the younger generation as well.
And let me tell you, those are some very profound things that he told you. And I'll tell you, he'd probably be a very interesting person to that if he's ever written anything down about this, that put together and share with everybody. Because I'll tell you, if law enforcement officers across this country went out and treated everybody like family, even when they arrested them on their worst day, we'd be at a lot better uh, visual perception from the public than
Absolutely.
anything else. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Brett, how could people best reach out to you if they want to connect or follow up?
They can look up. We're online. We're the Madison County Sheriff's Office in Huntsville, Alabama. They can reach at me directly to my line. It's at 256-519-4817. They can follow us on our Facebook. They can follow us on Twitter, which is X. And we have a website, the Madison County Sheriff's Office. We're in the middle of revamping that and adding some new things, and making it putting more information on there for the public. And my information can be found there in the administrative site. So anyone has any questions or wants to reach out and network, I'm all about it.
And Brett, I will add all that into the show notes. So if they want to connect with you, they can.
Sounds great.
Brent, thank you very much for being on the show. I appreciate it, and you be safe out there.
Hey, listen, thanks for reaching out. I look forward to it. See you, buddy.
Thank you.